live in interesting times. Today's stories. An airline passenger is quarantined in American Samoa and shares with Eagle News her first-hand experience. The Canadian government promises economic help as shutdowns and restrictions continue. A young adult in Guam stays optimistic during the COVID-19 crisis. Taking a bite of the Big Apple during these much quieter times. Plus, some viewer tips on how to fight COVID-19. This is Eagle News Weekend Edition, broadcasting from New York, bringing you stories from around the globe. And I am Jennifer Polantan. Now for the details. Several days ago, about half of the passengers of a Hawaiian Airlines flight from Honolulu to American Samoa were instructed to go on self-quarantine, while a few of them were sent to a medical facility for further monitoring. Eagle News correspondent Ariane Torres spoke to one of those quarantined. The passenger asked that she remains anonymous. Here's an EBC exclusive.
For my children, okay naman kami na don't worry, we are being treated nicely.
The passenger that we spoke to over the phone provided some assurance to her loved ones that she's been doing okay. She and several others from a Hawaiian Airlines flight to Pago Pago or Pango Pango were sent to Leone Health Center to be quarantined for about 2 weeks.
It's a health center that was turned into a quarantine place. Ang pagkain is okay naman. Madami sila magbigay and 3 times a day. They're giving us water then and coffee every morning.
The quarantine passenger described the challenges she and others experienced on their first day at the clinic.
But the thing is, on our first day, there's only one shower room. And all the patients that they placed in this quarantine would share for that shower room. They didn't supply us with the soap, but they gave us tissues, and there's hand soap here, but the bath soap was not provided, and for brushing, hindi nila din provide yung toothpaste. They didn't provide us that. Yeah. And that's it. The only thing that also they gave us was the sheets, the bed sheets, and facial mask, and the pillows and the towels.
She also described how the doctors and nurses constantly check on their health conditions.
A doctor visits us every day from the day we came here up until Friday. Pero itong Saturday weekends, that doctor didn't visit us kasi nga weekends. But there's nurses around that takes our vital signs every 8 hours. The doctor who is in charge with us told us that next week they would still meet. I mean, the department, the head of the DOH and all the DOH doctors would meet to determine, the other measures and protocols that they would implement from this scare.
Finally, she alluded to the importance of keeping in touch with loved ones and sharing her first-hand experience to everyone in these trying times.
There's a Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi is moderate lang ang signal. And we have to be on a specific place wherein we can get a better signal.
As per conversation earlier today with the Hawaiian Airlines office here, the airline does not have any plans to cancel any of their regular flights in this part of the world. To date, there are 0 cases of COVID-19 in the territory. Reporting from Pango in American Samoa, this is Arian Torres, Eagle News 1 with 25.
Thanks, Ariane. We know the coronavirus does not respect country borders. The life of our neighbors in Canada are also being impacted by COVID-19. In our Edmonton bureau, Thomas Likeness gives us an update. Thomas?
Well, life as we know it in Canada is changing rapidly as various levels of government respond to COVID-19. Let's have a look at the day's events in Canada. First of all, the federal government promised some economic help to help people and businesses with expenses they might incur as a result of shutdowns because of COVID-19. Now, there's no details on this yet. The Prime Minister says he'll be back in front of the cameras tomorrow to tell us more. Across the country, movie theaters have been shut down, although I guess they're going to, the movie companies are going to make them available by pay-per-view. In Alberta, because of our declared state of emergency, gatherings have been limited to no more than 50 people, and this will include church services as well. Restaurants can't have more than 50 people in the restaurant or more than 50% capacity, whichever number is less. And entertainment facilities such as gyms, swimming pools, bowling alleys, arcades, any such places, they're all closed now. And this one really hurts me. Buffet-style restaurants, no more buffets, at least for the time being. It appears the panic buying is off, though. When I was in the grocery stores, not as many shopping carts were piled high, and there's still items on the shelf. We're assured that the supply chains are in place, that grocery stores will have adequate supplies. Our Chief Medical Health Officer in Alberta, Dr. Dina Hinshaw, reported another 23 cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours, and she says this is why, let's listen to her, this is why the government is taking such aggressive measures.
These are aggressive steps that we do not take lightly, but these are necessary to keep us all healthy and safe. The only means we have to prevent the virus from spreading is to limit contact between people. The more we can slow the spread of the virus down, the less likely it is that there will be a surge of cases that overwhelm our health system's capacity to care for those who need hospitalization or intensive care.
Oh, and some good news from Dr. Hinshaw. Let's let her tell it.
Yesterday, as you know, I was tested for COVID-19, and I'm pleased to let you know that my test results were negative and that I am feeling better this morning.
I hope you're all feeling well. Hang in there. We're going to get through this together. In Edmonton, Thomas I. Likeness, Eagle News, we live in interesting times.
Thanks, Thomas. Up next, a young adult in Guam stays optimistic during the COVID-19 crisis. Taking a bite of the Big Apple during these much quieter times. Eagle News Weekend Edition will return in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back. This is Eagle News Weekend Edition, coming to you from New York, and I am Jennifer Polentan. The ever-bustling city that never sleeps, just like any other city in the world, is much quieter these days. Let's join Eagle News correspondent Joanne Blanco Soriano as she takes a bite of the Big Apple during the ongoing coronavirus lockdown.
On this normally busy street on the Upper East Side of New York City, you'll find less people and less cars as more residents and more tourists stay home. Take a walk with me as we walk around a much quieter New York. Right now I'm on the portion of Fifth Avenue called Museum Mile, where a lot of people are not here or a lot of tourists are away because a lot of the museums are temporarily closed. I'm going to show you what the street looks like right now. I'm here now at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and usually the steps behind me are filled with people taking selfies and pictures for Instagram. Right now you can see that it is almost completely empty. I am now in Central Park. You can take a look with me. I'm about to go up to the reservoir. So here we go. Here we are at the reservoir at Central Park. New York City parks are still open, and you can see that New Yorkers are using their free time to get some exercise in. Usually on a day like today, this path would be filled with runners and joggers. And restaurants like these are only delivery or takeout. Our local movie theater is closed for the time being as well. Try not to feel overwhelmed with all of the information coming at you every day, especially now. Take it one day at a time and try to find time to do things that make you happy. As for me, I'm gonna get a chocolate chip cookie. In New York, Joanne Suriano, we live in interesting times.
Thank you, Joanne. Meanwhile, the governor of the U.S. territory of Guam issued an executive order prohibiting all gatherings in order to prevent the spread of the coronavirus in the island. But a young woman tries to stay positive by focusing on her studies and keeping busy. Eagle News correspondent Irish Del Radam with the story.
Erin Joy De La Cruz is a working college student attending Guam Community College. As a local resident, she is no stranger in being always prepared for disasters like typhoons and currently the coronavirus pandemic, in which the territory already has 8 confirmed cases.
Kind of like typhoon, you get all the canned foods, you get toiletries, necessities that you need, just to prepare ourselves for the worst outcome. No, I think it's best to always over-prepare rather than to not be prepared for it. And then you end up panic-wise. You don't want to panic. Yeah. So.
Eagle News got to spend some time with her at her favorite hangout, where she has noticed some changes but immediately understood the situation.
Well, I think they're just also preparing for the worst outcome too, and they want to also be safe on their end as workers. But also if they don't work, I think in their perspective, they're going to be losing out on money, and then it's going to also cause a panic for not being able to pay for bills or anything, or getting necessities like what we need, like sanitations or toiletries or stuff like that.
Erin Joy also strives to stay focused, especially in her studies, while adapting to her school's changes, such as her classes going completely online.
So basically how GCC is doing it is we're all doing everything by online now, so we don't interact with other people while they shut down the schools and stuff.
Is it good for you? Do you like it?
Well, I'm more so of a hands-on learner, so it's kind of harder for me in a way, but I guess it also helps because you have more time on your hands to prepare for this. Yeah.
Finally, despite limited opportunities nowadays due to closures or restrictions, Erin Joy tries to keep herself busy with some outdoor activities.
I think as students, it's better just to get our minds off of what's happening around the world than to be cooped up at home and just start like a mini panic attack. That's my thoughts on it, because when I was at home all day yesterday, all I can think about was what's happening, what's going on, and you kind of don't really stay home the whole 24 hours, so you kind of get like cabin fever, Yeah. Especially with people who go out and they work and they go to school and they have other things to worry about.
Meanwhile, the governor of Guam has ordered an island-wide lockdown effective until March 30th, with hopes to prevent contamination of residents from outside visitors. Reporting from the island of Guam, Irish Del Radam, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thanks, Irish Del. When we come back, some viewer tips on how to fight COVID-19. Eagle News Weekend Edition will be right back. Stay with us. This is Eagle News Weekend Edition, coming to you from New York, and I'm Jennifer Polentan. As the whole world waits for the cure to the ongoing pandemic caused by the coronavirus COVID-19, we are all reminded of how crucial it is to unite in promoting prevention. We asked our viewers on how they protect themselves from illness, especially during the spread of this virus. Take a look.
My name's Gary Taylor, and I'm 65 years old, and I've just been doing a lot of healthcare kind of things, like keeping everything clean around me, stuff like that, to prevent any other bad things to happen.
This is Arlene, and I am from Fort Washington, Maryland. Because of the spread of the COVID-19 virus, my family and I have been practicing extra measures in trying to protect ourselves. One of these things is frequent hand washing and making sure that it is for at least 20 seconds and in warm water. Another thing that we've been practicing as well is, instead of handshaking, we will now be fist bumping, elbow bumping, or even bowing to those that we are wanting to greet, most especially with the elderly. Also, we are now carrying the antibacterial wipes so that when we are in public places and where we need to wipe down, we have those handy on us. And lastly is actually having hand sanitizers on us wherever we go. These things I've mentioned, majority of them, we actually already practice them regularly. It's just that now with the spread of the virus, we will be more vigilant in practicing these, and we'll do them more frequently.
Hi, my name is Robin. I live in Porter Ranch, California. At work, I protect myself and my coworkers from the coronavirus by disinfecting my telephone and my desk surfaces with sanitizing wipes, and I use on my hands for a clean workspace and use elbow bumps instead of handshakes. Continue to stay informed and don't panic. Always follow the advice of your local health officials.
Hi, I'm Chay Basagka from Waldorf, Maryland, and to fight against COVID-19, I always wash my hands for 20 seconds, as frequent as I can, and I always have hand sanitizer with me, and whenever I cough or sneeze, I cover it with tissue and throw the tissue in the trash.
So some of the things I do to protect myself from COVID-19, or better known as coronavirus, is that whenever I sneeze or cough, instead of covering my mouth with my hands, I cover it with my elbow. And another thing is I wash my hands for about 20 seconds or more with soap. And one thing to keep in mind when washing your hands is that you've got to get in between your fingers. And lastly, I try to wash any surfaces I often touch, so that goes for doorknobs, countertops, a guitar, and many other things.
DJ Gonzalez from Washington, D.C. And with the rapid spread of COVID-19, these are a couple of things we do in our household and in our work environment in order to keep our surroundings clean. We constantly wash our hands or use hand sanitizer. We also wipe down any frequently used items, such as our laptops. Always keep tissue in case we need to sneeze or cough. And once we're done, make sure we throw that away. And we also take our daily dose of vitamin C in order to boost our immune system.
Hi, I'm Lila and I live in Maryland. I protect myself from coronavirus by washing my hands for 20 seconds and using hand sanitizer before doing anything.
Hi, I'm Estella.
And I'm Elise.
And we are high school students in Maryland.
One way or a couple ways that we protect ourselves from the coronavirus is always washing our hands and making sure that our phones are clean so that we could prevent getting this disease.
I'm Janelle from Fairfax, Virginia. To take measures to avoid the coronavirus, my husband and I have been avoiding public places and also taking extra measures in our homes by washing our hands diligently, steam cleaning our carpet, and wiping down all countertops.
Hi, I'm Liam James. I live in Maryland. I protect myself from the coronavirus by washing my hands and not touching my face when my hands are dirty. I also pray to God that my family will be safe from the coronavirus.
My name is Renette from Burtonsville, Maryland. How do I protect myself from coronavirus? In as much as I don't want to panic about this virus, I am now more aware in washing my hands frequently. I try not to touch my face. I try to stay away from public places if necessary. I stay away with people who are sick. And most importantly, I stay informed and be aware of my surroundings.
Hi, my name is Camilla Malawicki and I am 23 in Burbank, California. These are the steps that I take to prevent myself from the coronavirus. So I just make sure that I wash my hands regularly, making sure I get under the fingernails and just all parts of the arm as well to make sure that everything's safe and clean. I also will do the same for my desk or anything I touch. I will make sure I sanitize with sanitizing wipes. I also take immune pills to help with my immune system. It's a preventative measure just to make sure that nothing coming in is gonna affect me. I also just make sure that I don't panic or freak out just because to me, if I'm taking all these steps, I know that I'm gonna be safe.
Hello, I am John Rodney Mangona, 33 years of age from Woodland Hills, California. At work, I protect myself and my coworkers from the coronavirus by wiping down my desk areas and telephone with disinfectant wipes, washing my hands constantly for 20 seconds at a time to avoid the spread of any type of germs. Remember to always stay informed, don't panic, and to follow the instructions of your local health officials.
Here in New York City, to protect myself from coronavirus, I always make sure to carry a hand sanitizer with me. And if I'm going to take public transportation, I carry a napkin so that I can use this to hold the polar railings when I'm traveling.
Hello everyone, my name is Int'l Feheran. I'm 36 years old from Washington State. To protect myself from the coronavirus, I like to implement many things on a daily basis. Two of my favorite is to one, every time I wash my hands, I make sure I wash them very thoroughly for a minimum of 20 seconds each time. And I also like to make myself a nice glass of vitamin C water to enjoy. Int'l Feheran, 1 with 25.
Hi, I'm Walter. I'm 5 years old and I live in Florida. So to not get sick, you should wash your hands. First soap and water. Then sing your ABCs. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Then you wash them with water. Then you dry them. I'm Walter and I'm 1 with 25.
Thanks, everyone. That is this week's Eagle News Weekend edition. Join us next week for stories from our bureaus across the nation and around the globe. Visit our websites at eaglenews.net and eaglenewslive.com. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/eaglenews and on Facebook at facebook.com/eaglenews. Thank you for watching. Jennifer Polintan. We live in interesting times.